In this video, I want to talk about the lessons that I've learned from making over $20,000 in a single month last year. And the reason I want to share this is because you can probably relate to this. You have this once I get, then I'll be happy fallacy or paradox. You probably tell yourself, once I get this job, then I'll be happy. Once I get this girlfriend, then I'll be happy. Once I get this amount of money, I'll be happy. Once I get this car, then I'll be happy. And almost all the time when you get those things, you either you realize it leaves you emptier than it did before, or it didn't make you as happy as you thought it would, right? You're back to baseline right after you get that. It's a short-lived high. And the reason I want to talk about this is because the same day that I made $20,000, I also went to an Andrew Schulz comedy show. Now, if you know me, you know Andrew Schulz is my favorite fucking comedian of all time. Guy changed my life. And I went to his comedy show as a gift from my girlfriend. Amazing fucking human being. Most genuine human being ever. And we went to that comedy show the same day that was when the deal closed. I was actually more happier and more fulfilled from that comedy show than the $20,000 coming into my account, right? The $20,000 coming into my account didn't really do much for me, but that comedy show is what changed my life. So looking back now, I kind of understand why, and I want to share the reasons why. And hopefully in you understanding my journey and my thought process and the experiences and the wisdom that I'm sharing right now, it can set you on a better life path and a better track so that you enjoy the achieving, and more so you enjoy the process of becoming the person who can achieve naturally rather than going out there and trying to take as much as you can to fill the void. And so lesson number one here that I want to talk about is to understand that all there is the journey, right? For me, a majority of the achievements that I've had, I've suffered through them for an outcome, and then when I get the outcome, I'm like, fuck, man, I would much rather go back to where I was in the first place and just enjoy the process getting to this outcome, and a better outcome would have came, right? Because the thing with the universe and God, it's infinite. There are infinite ways for you to receive what's meant for you. What's meant for you will never miss you. I truly believe that, right? And so when I look at that, I think, okay, if I already know the money's going to come to me, if I already know this is going to come to me, all these different things come to me, and everything in my life has came to me not by me going to get an external thing and making it linear, but more so me striving for something, becoming the person along the way, and then something else comes in to me because I'm ready for it. And so now, as I'm a bit older and I realize that and I've accomplished certain things, right? I've gone from 25% to 15% body fat, made over 20 grand in a month, launched multiple businesses, grown my account to 20,000, grown other accounts to 50,000 subscribers and multiple different businesses. I've realized that it's not about what you get, it's about how well you enjoy the journey. That is the art of fucking living, right? And since the journey is all there is, the only destination is death. And so why the fuck am I rushing to get to death, right? Why am I rushing to get to death when I get to be able to be alive and enjoy life? And that's really the point that I want to make here is to stop stressing over the outcomes. Because the outcomes are going to come naturally whether you like them or not, right? But start enjoying the journey. And I don't mean fuck off and don't strive for anything. No, you have desires for a reason is because they're meant to be. And they're meant to turn you into the person who's meant to receive them. Not for you to be a bum, couch potato, this, that, the other, and go scheme and manipulate to try to get outcomes. You're meant to become. And so with that being said, how can you make the journey the best journey possible? I think that's the question that needs to be asked. Not what do you want to do when you grow up, not that and the other. But what is the journey that you'd like to experience? And using this to carry into the next point is it's not about the things that you receive and achieve. It's about who you become in the process. And there's this great book called The Alchemist that really helped me understand this, that the treasure is already within us. If you are a poor person or a billionaire and you go from poor to billionaire, you're always, the ideas and everything that turns you from a poor person to a billionaire is already within you. When you're becoming a billionaire, you're not going out there and becoming a billionaire. You're removing everything that's keeping you broke and you naturally become a billionaire. With that being said, understand that don't attach too much to the outcome, but more so be proud of who you're becoming in the process. Because whether or not you get the outcome, you at least get to be a better person, right? And this goes with just about anything, bro. This goes about, like, if your desire is to get a girlfriend. If you go out there and you shoot your shot with a bunch of girls and they say no and some of them say yeah, but it doesn't work out, this, that, the other. If you're placing your success on that and it doesn't work, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. You're going to quit long before you even started, right? But if you put your success on, hey, I was shy 2 weeks ago and now I'm going out and I'm talking to these girls like it's nothing. Now you have more confidence, and you get to carry that with you in any endeavor. You may not be able to take a date that you have or a girlfriend that you have for this time being to the next endeavor that you have, but you can always carry that confidence with you in business and this, that, the other. And some of us are lucky, right? We're able to get the right girlfriend, right? And because we are so aligned with who we are, our girlfriends naturally align with the endeavors that we want to do. Our friends, for example, or family dynamics, that the other, right? It's not about what you have and what you can carry with you. It's about who you are and what you can bring with you into any endeavor that you go into. And that's all shaped by the challenges that you grow through, right? And that brings me to my next point, is that life is not about the ease and all these different things, but instead it's about choosing the problems that you want to deal with. Because anything you do is going to come with problems. Marriage, a healthy, happy marriage, is hard. So is divorce. Having a fit body is hard. Having an unhealthy body is even harder. Being broke is hard. Making money is hard as well, right? So you have to choose the problems you want to deal with. And I wish I knew this earlier, because I thought, oh man, I don't want to do this because then it's going to bring problems, so I'll go with this path. But this path had problems too, and it didn't get me the outcome or turn me into the person that I wanted to be. Whereas if I would have just went with that path that I wanted to go to, embraced the problems that came with it and overcame them, right? I would have already overridden all that shit, and I would have been a lot further. Obviously, I'm doing fairly well for my age, but I would have been a lot further to where I wanted to be authentically and directionally. And that brings me to my next point, is that it's not about happiness, and true fulfillment does not come from what looks good on paper. It comes from the soul. Because after I had made 20 grand a month, and when I was making 20 grand a month, right, I was not enjoying the journey as much as I thought. I was suffering. Had this scarcity mindset. And then even fast forward, then I was able to land a 6-figure role, living in a penthouse in like studio apartment, San Francisco, great views. Paper, everything looked good, right? Had a great job, 6 figures, career track growth was insane. Equity was going to be crazy because the company was about to IPO and I had my stocks and everything there too. But I felt miserable on the inside because I was not doing what I wanted to do. I had to go in, answer to some dickhead who was just following a fucking script that the CEO gave him. Wasn't really doing nothing crazy. And I didn't want to do that anymore. I didn't want to answer that. I didn't want to miss out. My mom had a fall and I couldn't be there for her because I had to answer to some dickhead with diabetes telling me what I could do with my time and what I couldn't do, where I could work more. And that was not aligned with me. Now, my parents, everybody was obviously very happy for me on the outside. But my parents felt this thing where they knew I was not happy, and they immediately told me to just leave the job and come home. Because, right, they can feel that. And I think your parents, they always want what's best for you, but they try to think logically because they've obviously had experience, like the whole human experience, right? It's their first time living life too. So they think logically of what's going to be good for you, but once they feel what's good and what's not, then they know and they start to trust your path more. So trust your path and yeah, just do what's good for your soul. On paper is never going to equate to what's actually right for you. And that's what I want to talk about up next, is understanding what's aligned with what you enjoy and what's not. For me, I love health. I love working out. I love self-improvement. That is what fuels me waking up every single morning, being able to lock in and build the life and all this stuff. It's not the outcomes such as travel that like I enjoy or the food that I'm able to afford or this, that, the other, but it's the person that I'm becoming that gets to enjoy those things naturally, right? And that's really what I want to talk about, alignment, because my version of self-improvement now, it used to be from force, right? Now it's about alignment and embracing. It's not about escaping anything. It's about embracing who we truly are. And that's where alignment comes into play. So you should measure, and I guess a better way to live a more fulfilled life is to ask yourself, what is aligned with what you truly enjoy and what isn't? And the more you let go of the things that aren't aligned with what you want, the more, and you step into the things that are aligned with what you truly are, that's when the magic happens. And so I want you to ask yourself, what type of life do you want to live? What type of person is that life requiring you to become? And then do a little measurement of, is the life that you're living right now aligned with that? Or is it not? For example, for me, if I'm not working out, I'm not eating healthy, I'm not creating content, I'm not doing something on my laptop, I'm not enjoying time with my friends, my loved ones, and sharing laughs, and I'm not learning the shit that I want to learn, and I'm not drinking coffee on the beach, that's not alignment. Doesn't matter if somebody pays me $1 million, I have to do shit that I don't want. That's not aligned, because now I'm trading the only life that I get and this opportunity and this age and this youth and this potential that I have towards settling. If you like, I always say this funny example of, if you want to wake up and have a Guatemalan man make you Guatemalan coffee from a Guatemalan soil in your backyard, and that is your measure of happiness, everything that is not that is not true success for you. So live in alignment. Understand the type of life that you want to live and build everything around that. When you start to realize, like, okay, are you waking up and doing the things that you want to do, sharing the laughs that you want to share, and are you working towards something that's meaningful to you? Are you doing things that you enjoy? Are you growing through the challenges that you enjoy being challenged by? That's just all alignment is. And when you do that, the magic happens. You don't have to think twice, oh, am I doing this? Should I do that? No, you're just being, and everything comes to you naturally. And that's why I say the Andrew Schultz comedy show, to wrap this all up, the $20,000 that I made wasn't really anything crazy for me. But that Andrew Schultz comedy show that I went to changed my life, because that show was in alignment with me. Sitting in an open house that morning in a fucking rainstorm in La Jolla, being all by myself, leaving my girlfriend alone, was not in alignment with what I want to do. But being able to go out, have a good time, enjoy a comedy show, hang out with this woman that's fucking beautiful and amazing and such a genuine soul, and help her grow through my growth and build something, that is alignment. And that show, the intro to it, it just really changed my fucking life. And I guess that's really the reason I'm making this video is, and the reason I'm a content creator is because I get to do that for other people too. And I get to grow in and I get to get the challenges. When I was working, making six figures, that had challenges. When I'm creating content, it has challenges. But I'd much rather do these challenges than those challenges, because those challenges make somebody else better. These challenges make me and make others better in the process, because as I become better, everything gets better in the process. So that's just what I learned from making over 20 grand in a month. Now, I don't want you guys to say, renounce money. Money isn't everything. No, money's a fucking tool. You should strive to become the version of yourself that makes more money, but do it in a way that makes you better. Don't do it in a way that drains you, that makes you worse, right? You don't want to be making money. I know a couple of people who making good money, or especially at the time when I was broke, like sleeping on my aunt's daycare floor. There's people in my life who were making money, and the way that they were making money was making them worse than when they first started. They started picking up habits like eating bad food, gambling, and I don't judge anybody this other, right? But that's how I just did not want to live that life, and so I didn't want to make money that way. Money is energy, bro. Money is energy. It's all blessed, and that's why I'm sharing this with you guys, because in the pursuit of you guys earning money, which you guys are watching my channel, bro, you guys are going to do great in all aspects of life. You're going to have a beautiful girlfriend, a beautiful wife, a beautiful family, beautiful business job that's thriving. You're going to be on your guys' purpose, and money is going to be coming, and you guys are going to be living wherever it is that you guys want to live. But I really want you guys to understand that that's all a byproduct of becoming the best version of yourself, not trying to chase something outside of yourself to fill a void like a lot of these people, these coaches, these internet people are like taking advantage of young folks like you guys. So yeah, with that being said, free link, free tool, free vision blueprint in the link in the description below. This is something I wish I had when I was younger, to kind of continuously use that as a North Star towards the desires that I actually want, and letting go of the desires that I don't want, and using that to make myself a lot more happier and becoming the version of myself that achieves that naturally. So I want that to help you guys out. Something I created based on my experiences. It definitely helps. It's helped a lot of my friends out. It's helped a lot of my subscribers out, and it will help you out. Thank you for watching this video. Hit the subscribe button, drop a comment and a like if you were able to resonate with this video, and I will see you in the next one.